Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Tempest Tuesday, and I'm here with my girl, Kitty. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having
Are you
me.
nervous?
No,
No?
not
Good.
anymore.
Okay. So, where are you from?
I'm from Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida. What was it like growing up in Miami?
I didn't really grow up in Miami. I moved
Mm-hmm.
here to the south side of Atlanta in the second grade. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you majority Atlanta
yeah.
and Miami.
hmm
So, what was it like growing up in Atlanta for you then?
Well, growing up on the south side, you know what it
Yeah.
was like. Um, I felt like an outcast for a
Mm-hmm.
really long time until I found my people,
Mm-hmm.
and everything was pretty much cool after that.
I think I can agree to that.
hmm
Yeah, so you're an artist, and as well as you have a brand and you make music. That's a lot, but
hmm
it's a good lot though. Like, I feel like it's amazing that you're able to do so much at once whenever you feel like it. It could be hectic, I know, but I feel like it's amazing to be multi-talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get into all of those though? Like, where did it all stem from?
Where do you want me to start? Which one? Which one?
Let's start nails.
Nails. I was on Instagram
Mhm.
and I saw a peer of mine. She was around my age and she was doing nails and I thought it was cute. And then my best friend,
Mhm.
Marilla,
Mhm.
remember Marilla?
Mhm.
She started doing nails and I moved to Miami after we graduated high school. And I told my family what I wanted to do. And my mom was like, "You're not going to make any money doing that.
Mhm.
And be realistic." And I was like, "This is realistic." Like,
Mhm.
so my grandfather was like, "You should do it. I'll help you pay for your school. I'll supply you what you need." And
Mhm.
I just went for it. And ever
Wow.
since then, that's what saved my life. I'm not going to lie, doing
Wow.
nails.
That's amazing because I feel like with you with nails, I hope nobody sleep on you when it comes to
No,
nails because
they will
when
not.
that's what I'm saying, when you go to your nail page, it's like so fun. Like it's girly, it's not like a typical nail page. It's
Yeah.
like it's so much to look at to know that like how diverse you can be and how creative. Like and I feel like your nails is your personality.
Yes, I went to school for marketing first before I went to nail school.
Mm.
And that's how I knew to build my page up like that.
I love that. Yeah, that is so cute. Okay, yeah, because we're definitely gonna get into your aesthetic wise. Okay, so what about your brand?
My clothing brand, I started
Mhm.
my brand in 2017,
Mhm.
but I didn't have any like set designs. I just bought the LLC for the name BadGirlNextDoor.
Mhm.
And then I was just making like little custom pieces like DIY shirts and like
Mhm.
bleach shirts and stuff like that. And then I started learning how to cut and sew, but I didn't have a manufacturer for cut and sew. So I was like, I'm gonna get into athletic wear because I'm more of like an athlete. Like I do a lot of running around, I do a lot of
Mhm.
working. So I was like, I might as well just do athletic wear. And then
Mhm.
the name cunt bitch came
Mhm.
from I was arguing with someone, I'm not gonna say who,
Mhm.
and they called me a cunt bitch. And at first I was offended. I was like, damn. But then
Damn.
I was like, I could use this.
Mhm.
I could use this. I've always been like an alchemist.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use whatever's thrown at me and make money from it. I don't care.
Right.
So I just put it on the shirt and I was like, I like this. And then I was like, athletic wear, cunt bitch, university, cunt bitch,
Mhm.
athletic department. And then I
Mhm.
just kept going on with it. And I created so many designs. Like I have like enough designs for like a year, probably.
That's fire. And I think I like your brand so much because like I said, it's girly, it's fun, but it's also something like whether it's like provocative to certain girls or not, it's still something as a female you think whether you say it or not. Like, okay, I'm giving cunt or like even the style, like that's something that was back in the day period too. So it's like it's a thing. Like
Yeah.
it's fun. I really,
Yeah.
really like it. I think it's really cute. And then I like the concepts that you put around it of like, oh, being in school or the girls dressing like rock stars, but it's like, okay, they're schoolgirls. Like, I really, really think it's so cute.
And it's not as provocative as people make it seem. Like
Exactly.
I'm taking back what it means to be a woman. Like
Mhm.
I'm creating a whole new genre,
Mhm.
bad bitches. Like
Yeah.
I feel like to be a bad bitch is not just how you look, it's how you carry yourself and what you
Mhm.
put up with. Like I want men to see my outfit and what I have on and be like, "Oh, she's not putting up with my bullshit." And
Exactly.
I'm not going to play with her or waste her time. So
Mhm.
I feel like that's the take that I have on it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so what about music?
I've been wanting to do music since I was in the 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was in chorus in 5th grade, and Michael Jackson had died. I remember the day he died.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in May of 2005
I think so.
or June.
It was summertime though.
Summertime, yeah. He died. He died in 2000. I can't remember. I remember the day. I remember exactly how I felt, the weather
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And I just was so sick and depressed. And I was like, I'm gonna do music. I'm gonna finish off where he left off. I was so delusional. I was delusional as fuck.
I'm crying. I'm gonna finish up when he left off.
I was like, I'm gonna be the next Michael Jackson. Fuck y'all, I don't care. And my mom was like, no, fuck, you're nuts. Be realistic. Like, she kept trying to tell me to be realistic.
Like, be real.
Like, fuck this. I'm gonna do what I want. So I started like training myself to do music. I started singing, dancing, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to play the piano a little bit. I wanted to learn how to play the guitar, but I always wore my nails. So I couldn't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I studied music for a really long time, and that's how I started doing music around 2020. Yeah, 2020. That's when I first went to the studio and recorded my first song. And I've been recording ever since.
I love that. Okay. So, did you always envision yourself doing everything that you're doing now?
I envisioned myself making music, being like an artist, but everything else, no. No, that's crazy. That's a good question.
Yeah. So, how do you describe yourself?
I think I'm a cat.
A cat?
I would say, think of a cat, and then you'll see
Why would
me.
you say?
Because you know how cats don't really fuck with you, but unless they like you,
Yeah.
I'm like one of those people. I don't really fuck with too many people, or like I don't be around. I'm very exclusive, and I like it that way because it brings more value. Like everybody can't get
a contact, or like just getting a hold of you. Period. I do like that. Okay, so what inspired the name Bad Girl Next Door though?
You remember the movie The Girl Next Door?
Yes.
That was one of my favorite movies. And I used to move a lot, so I was always the girl next door.
Yeah.
You know, taking everybody man and shit. I got into a fight like that. This girl, she was talking to this boy in the neighborhood, and I guess he didn't want to fuck with her no more. He wanted to fuck with me. You know, they like fresh meat and shit.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I'm gonna be the girl next door.
Yes. I would have, if I would have never asked you, I probably would have never thought that, because just letting you know inside about me, I moved a lot too. Like, I've never really grew up in the same house before. And I feel like with that experience doing that, I wouldn't say that I have a love and hate relationship with that.
Yeah.
Of just knowing that, because you do want moments where you're like, okay, I do really remember being in this home like as a child, or just these experiences. But then you can look at it as like, okay, I'm exposed to different things, or like I'll just be able to adapt to different things when I have to, whether I like it or not. So I feel like it has its pros or cons on like what the feeling is of like moving so much. Because I mean, as a kid, when you're a kid, everybody's so mean. That's
so
just what it
mean,
is.
Little
and
bastards.
If people knew like you moved a lot, like at that back then or whatever, it would just be like, oh damn, like you're trying to get in your business. Or like, oh well, why you moving so much? Or like, what you got going on at home? When it's really not like what you think or whatever, or really just mind your fucking business.
Literally.
And like it shouldn't matter or whatever, because like I said, with me moving a lot, it did help me like meet different people, like different range of people, or just also being sympathetic to a lot of things to life, and not taking stuff for granted and stuff like that. So like I feel like it comes with its pros and cons, but now that I know the meaning of that, I really, really like that.
So I have a question for you. Do you feel like that puts you in survival mode? With your peers, with life, being that you just would move a lot? Because I feel like it did that to me. Yes
and no, because I feel like it could be survival mode, but as well as like I said, it could be up and down of how I felt about it. I mean, now I look at it as like I don't care, and I also just look at like survival now is like, okay, stuff is gonna work out. Like, and I try to tell myself that even though if something is going downhill in my life or I feel like it's going rock ship, I'll just be like, okay, well, I'm stressing so hard about this, but like I don't really have to, because in the end, if you trust God, God trusts you, it's always gonna work out. But I
Yeah.
feel like as a human, regardless of what that feels like, you're gonna have these different feelings, no
Yeah.
matter what. So why do back to you of saying that, like you definitely feel like that though?
Yes.
Yes.
For a while, I was in survival mode, and then I realized after reading a book that I couldn't get anything that I wanted out of life because I was surviving. I wasn't living. So for a while, I was in survival mode because everywhere I moved to was always some bullshit. You know, I'm the new kid, and motherfuckers want to pick on me. And the only time I was really stagnant and like in one place was when I was on the south side. So that's when I made friends and, but I feel like I was in survival mode for a while, but I'm glad I'm out of that now.
Yeah, because I think it's just a good feeling to know that you are living, because it's like if you do spend so much time in survival mode, it's like we all never know our last day on this earth. So it's like, would you really want to spend your time being in survival mode and not knowing that you didn't try or experience different things to life that you might not ever get to do?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of looked at it. Like, okay, well, regardless of what's going on maybe around me, I feel like I still have to live just because, well, it could be worse. Yeah.
Shit, it
Anything. Anything
could.
could be worse. So
It
that's
could.
how I feel about it, yeah. So what inspires you or what makes you happy?
Love,
Love.
love, everything. I get inspiration from everything, music, movies, especially movies from when we were like growing up. Everyday life, just going outside. I'll say like my main source is like God, like and being appreciative of what God has given me. That's what really inspires me. Like you could just look around and see, like even this room that we're in, like damn, like we have access to so much. Like I'm gonna utilize this, might as well.
Okay. So my podcast is based upon the misunderstood. Do you ever feel misunderstood?
Yes.
Why?
I feel like my family doesn't really understand me
Why so though?
because I come from a West Indian
Mhm.
family, and growing up here in America, they already are very, they're like, you're Americanized and da da da. So that's why I feel very misunderstood because of the kind of music that I listen to and the kind of music that I make. I'm making rock music. I'm a black girl making rock
Rock music.
music. Like, that's crazy. And then my brand, like, Cunt Bitch, like, I'm surprised I'm not disowned by now. Like, they that's how they treat us. Like we were supposed to, well, I was supposed to, this is how my life was mapped out. I was supposed to go to college, become a nurse, and be married by now. I'm 25. I'm supposed to be married and have a house and all this other stuff. And it's like, I have a clothing brand, I have a
Total
salon.
opposite.
I'm the complete opposite of what they wanted. And then I have tattoos, piercing. So it's like all that stuff they look at it is like, you might be the devil. So they're Christian, they're West Indian. It's like, you might be the devil. And they don't see, like, I feel like I'm the one that, like, the only one in my family that's like this. No one else, there's no one else in my family that's like me, other than my brother. But
I was just about to say, I feel like you and your brother share the creative side a little bit though.
yeah, he gets it from me.
Mm.
He was like, "Oh, you're gonna step outside the box? Fuck it, me
Fucking
too."
me too. I
Yeah.
love that. Well, that should make you feel good though, that at least
I
you
have
were able
someone.
to, yeah, and then also you were able to give that courage to someone else that
Yeah.
felt like, especially close to you, that felt like they couldn't do it, but they
Yeah.
seen you doing it. It was just like, okay, if she can, I can. And then being your brother, that's
And
fire.
then he's a model too, which is so cool. Like, I feel like I'm not alone now, which is really good. But like growing up, it was really weird trying to be myself in a household where it was like hard to be myself.
So do you really strongly feel that way now, or like how do you deal with it?
Now I pay my own bills, so you can't really say
Say
anything to
anything.
me now. But now I'm a little bit more accepted. I just want to make sure I'm like a good role model, a good role model to my younger family members. So,
That's all that matters, is that longevity impact. I get that. Okay, so Oh, you already told me that. I was about to say, well, tell me how did you come up with cunt bitch, but you did tell me that, and I love that answer. So what are you trying to take your brand to the level wise? Like, how do you envision it
Mm.
outside of what you have going on, like right now, like the bigger picture? Like, what? How do you really envision your brand?
So right now I'm making athletic wear for women,
Mhm.
something that we can be comfortable in, like doing our day-to-day stuff.
Mhm.
But I want to go for like I really want to go like to cut and sew because the name is Bad Girl Next Door, so it could be so much more.
Mhm.
I want to do like custom pieces, like exclusive stuff. I'm not really into the mass making of things because I don't feel like everybody would appreciate it as
Mhm.
much. So I'd want to be a little bit more exclusive and making stuff that like is like one of ones.
Mm. So it would turn into like over the like course of months or years archive pieces. I like that
Years,
for
yeah.
you. I can see that.
I want a store too.
Would you? Where would you open up your first store? Would it be here?
No,
Mm.
I love
Everybody says that though.
yeah,
Everybody.
I love Atlanta, but fashion wise,
No.
no, no, I don't think these niggas understand
Mm-mm.
me. So I would probably go to New York
Yeah.
and LA, New York, LA, and then like as far as like other places,
I can see Miami though.
Tokyo. Yeah,
Definitely Tokyo. I think Tokyo is you.
I'll take
Yeah.
over. Yeah,
Tokyo is definitely you. I
yeah.
could definitely see that. They'll eat that up there.
Okay.
Do you ever go through creative block?
I do when I have sex. So I've
Mm.
been celibate because
Mhm.
I feel like men, no offense to men,
Mhm.
y'all cool and all that shit, but I feel I feel like niggas will really like fuck up your whole
Motion.
everything. Like you,
Mhm.
I've been celibate and I've been on a fucking roll. Like,
Mm.
so my advice to y'all ladies, keep that pussy to yourself, especially if you know what you're working with. So
Mhm.
keep it to yourself. Creative women, keep your energy to yourself. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. Don't fuck these niggas. Leave them alone. I feel like when you're celibate and you eat right and you have a structured diet and a structured like day, like everything is balanced, then you can get more information from source. And I feel like
Mhm.
source is really like using me as a vessel right now. So I've just been protecting my vessel. And
Mm.
that's been keeping me from my creative blocks. But when I was having them, I was dealing with a person who was just all over the place. Nigga ain't
Mhm.
having shit together. It was just all bad. And
Mhm.
I feel like who you align yourself with and what you align yourself with will fuck up your creative
That's
blocks.
true. That is true. Because then I feel like with us, when we are in situations that's probably not good for us, no matter of like we love that person. Like as a woman, like if we really love that person, we see past it in the beginning. Like we see past through a lot of stuff. We let lot of stuff slide, or we have a lot of potential. We sometimes have more potential for them than
Than
they
they
have
do.
for themselves. And then what also messes it up is that us being, women and being a woman, we're able to carry children, we tend to be nurturers. So like we feel like even when like they're down, we're supposed to nurture them and be there to like, pick them up. And there's nothing wrong with it sometimes, but sometimes it's like if it's not a pickup of like 50-50, we tend to can lose ourselves.
Overextend.
Yes, overextend is definitely the one. And then it's like we be there through it all, and while they're mainly here, and then it could be that one day where they're back up,
And
you don't
it's
even
fuck you.
exist.
Yeah. See, I used to be that girl. I used to be that girl. I was a down ass,
That
all
ass
that shit.
bitch
Man, that boy, what?
don't even
Hell
exist.
nah. I'm never doing that shit again. Y'all niggas got me fucked up. I'm not holding a nigga down in jail. You go to prison, that's your ass, bitch. Figure it the fuck out. I did not tell you to go there. I'm sorry. I am not dating no broke man that don't have his shit together or no, I'm sorry, I'm not building a man. This is not building nigga central. I'm building myself. I'm focusing on what the fuck I need to do. I'm not dating no man that is just lost in the sauce. Like, and I'm not hanging with them either. Even friend wise too, like platonically, your relationships, it gotta make sense. We gotta be here. Or you gotta be there and I gotta be here. Like it has to make sense. The way my life is going, I just am not fucking with anything that doesn't align with what I'm trying to do.
What you trying
Sorry.
to
And
do?
I'm very selfish. Call it what it is. I'm a
But
bitch.
people say that though. People say that. I hear that because I hear that too about myself sometimes. Like, oh, you're selfish, but You sometimes have
Have to
to
be,
be.
because y'all will rob people.
It's not even just men, period. Like anybody, like you have to sometimes be selfish within yourself, your time, what you want to do, because nobody got you like you. Whether like it's family or whatever, but like I feel like nobody knows yourself like you know yourself. So it's like you have to be selfish sometimes, and it's okay. But like, well, what do you think about the whole? Because it's like, okay, life is not always peaches and cream. So like, what type of man do you want? Because having a man, you have to know that if say we were to get married, start a family, and he's a great person, hands down, do what he needs to do. But like sometimes life can throw you things where the ball can drop.
So what are you asking me?
As in, like, would you always think that, like, if, like, say, if a man loses himself at some point, but not for the whole time, but it is a point of his life where he might go through a stage in life where it's depressing, or he might lose a job, or he's having creative block, but like you don't feel like that's the person you always been in love with, but they're just going through that rough patch. Would you leave him? You're leaving him? So like, what's leavable and what's not though? Like that's what I'm asking.
In that question, in that sense, no. If he's going through a patch, you got a little bit of time to get your shit together. You
Yes.
have time. You have a gap, and it depends on what you do in that gap. Now, say you're depressed and you're going through shit. Cool. And you decide you want to go fuck other bitches.
No.
That's your ass, bitch. Now, if you're suicidal as fuck for real, and like you're like really going through something, I'm gonna lift you up. I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna be the woman that you need, because you're the man that I need. You know what I'm saying? But all that other stuff, like, oh, I fucked her because I don't want
No.
to hear it, bitch.
No.
I don't want to hear it. You knew what you were doing. Fuck out of here now.
Okay. Okay, cool. So piggyback into your music. So you told me you make rock music. How did you lean into that genre?
It started off as gospel. It started off as gospel. And then it went into like R&B, and then like Caribbean music. So like I like fast beats. I like fast music. So then I fell in love with the guitar through Prince. It was Prince, Avril Lavigne,
Love her.
Fergie, all the younger rock stars, and then I went into older rock stars. I started studying Jimi Hendrix. I started studying like older rock bands from like the '70s and stuff like that. I became obsessed with the '70s, and then when I got obsessed with the '70s, I got obsessed with the guitar, and that's when I started liking that sound in my music, because I feel like it meshed better with my voice.
Right.
So when I found my voice, I found the sound that I liked, and then I made them coexist. And I was like, okay, I like this. It
Wow.
works.
I think it fits you though. Like
Yeah.
because every girl like could say like, oh, like I want to make music, but necessarily don't know what type of music is for them. Automatically it's like, okay, R&B or like rap. But it's like I think a lot of people be scared to tap into different things. And I feel like every artist though, whether you know that you're known for rapping, you're good at it, or you know that you're good at singing, I feel like it's nothing wrong with tapping into different lanes and just seeing if you could pull it off, because you just never know. And I feel like that also helps you as an artist to being able to be diverse.
Yes, I like every genre of music. So I tested everything. I tested the rap shit. It was not for me. It was not for me. My voice is too soft for
Soft.
it. So I just sounded like an angry child. So I was like, no, this isn't working. And then I, went into singing, and I was like, I could sing. But I can't, I'm not like Whitney Houston. So I was like, I can hold a note, but it's on certain things. Like you have to know your lane. You got to stay in it. That's where people fuck up. Like I see a lot of, younger women, young men going into music, and they're just lost. They're making shit music. And I understand, because I did it before too, and I knew it was bad. Because I listened to it and I was like, this is bad. I knew in that very moment this was some bullshit. But then I kept trying. I didn't give up. And then I heard I made a song that was actually good, and I was like, oh, oh, y'all got me fucked up. I'm gonna keep going.
Keep going.
So I just kept playing around with that specific sound, practicing. And I never put anything out that I wasn't sure of because I was like, y'all not gonna make fun of me. Like, it's not for people, but it's for me. Like, and I don't want nobody playing on my top about my art. So I was
Right.
just like, I'm gonna wait until my stuff is perfectly the way I want it. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to everything. So I feel like people need to practice that too. Find your lane, find your sound, stay in it, or venture out if you're comfortable with other stuff, and find what fits you, like,
Right.
and stick with it.
So this year, do you plan out to put out a lot of music more?
Yes, I think this is going to be the year that I get my fruit. I'm getting my fruit for my labor. And I think when I put out my music, it might change my life. And I think that's what's scaring me the most because I'm not trying to be like famous or anything. I just want to make art. Like I want to get paid for it. I'm not gonna lie. I've been making art for a really long time and I've been getting paid for it, but like I want to make more money from it. And I want to create generational wealth for my family and the family that I'm going to create one day. And I want to leave my mark here on earth. I don't really say a lot of swearing, like bad words and stuff in my music. I don't use a lot of bad words because I feel like my message is like love. So I want it to be like that kind of music that makes your vibration go higher. So
I like that.
I like what I'm making, and I feel like when I release it out into the world, I feel like it'll have a good impact on younger kids, my peers, older people. So I feel like my impact is going to be good when I
I think it's
release.
gonna be good for you too because, like, as a artist nowadays, it's like so many different qualifications to be one, whether it's to get to, like, certain levels within,
Really?
like, the industry of coming with it, because it's like talent matters. Like, of course you can get a song and that 15 seconds can blow up, but like being a real talented artist, I feel like it's different qualifications. But I feel like even with just what you have going on with your different brands, you have stuff that can also bring out your different personalities within that, so like push you more and stuff like that. So I think that's really really good. So I can't wait to see that. And
Yes.
content wise, like what do you think in content wise when it comes to your music? Like, what do you like it to make sense wise on how it looks?
Oh my gosh. I'm so anal about that kind of stuff. Even the video that I just did for Tempest University, that was a music video. I didn't drop it because the song isn't mixed. It's not how it doesn't sound how I want it to sound. The video looks great, but the song isn't where I want it to be. And like content wise, I want to make movies. They was trying to get me to perform the song for the video. I performed like for 15 seconds. I'm trying to tell stories. I'm not trying to like make like you know how niggas be four deep in the club or just riding around the city and they telling. I'm not trying to do that monkey shit. I'm sorry, it's monkey shit. But I'm trying to do like I'm trying to really tell stories. I'm trying to get the people going,
Yeah.
like show them something they've never seen before. Like growing up. When our music videos, they were fun. They were, everybody was aesthetically
Every scene
pleasing.
made sense to the song.
Right now, it's just stupid
Anything.
shit. Yeah,
Run
they
and
just
gun
do.
shit.
Yeah, I'm not doing run and duns. You might catch one run and done while I have a career of music, but it'll still have some type of meaning to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I feel like everything's gonna have a deeper meaning and it's gonna be aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, I love that for you, Rocky. And thank you again for coming to my show. I had so much fun talking to you today, and I wish you so much on your journey. It's going to be amazing for you. But can you give your socials for me?
Yes, and I wish the same for you as
Thank
well.
you.
And I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
My socials are BadGirlNextDoor XX. That's my brand page. My main page is BadGirlNextDoor X, and you can follow me on Nails by Kitty X.
Period. And we out.